Are you a home buyer or home seller in Ayden, North Carolina?
We love talking about supply and demand and what is going on in our neighborhoods right here, right now, and not. I mean, I like watching the national news and seeing what's happening on a national level, but that doesn't always affect us here, right here. So we look at our data and we look at our little world and we see what's going on right here, right now. So that is why we make these videos for you, so we can understand supply and demand in our area. What is supply? Supply is how much home sellers are willing to sell their homes for. What is demand? How much home sellers are willing to pay for the home. What is the actual price where they meet?
Exactly. Now, saying that, we wanted to talk first about inventory rate and which is important and one of the most important factor in the market. And in month of October, basically we had 44 homes active on the market and 13 homes went under the contract and 16 homes actually sold, which brings us to 3.56 months of inventory rate.
So it's definitely a seller's market. 100%. Last month was looking like it could be a buyer's market if the trend continued with that 45 of active, 19 pending, 10 homes sold because it was a 6.4 months of supply. However, it went down dramatically to a seller's market. And again, a lot of this has to do with new construction.
Exactly. And in month of last year, this time, actually we had 30 homes active in the market, 14 of them went under the contract and 10 homes sold, which brings us to 4.4 months of inventory rate.
Now, average days on the market is how long these houses sit in the MLS before they're actually sold.
But before that, you wanted to do our introduction?
Yes, let's do that introduction, huh? So let's hit it. Hi, it's Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel and podcast.
And if this is your first time on our podcast and YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and get notified.
Honestly, call and text all the time at 252-327-3357. We love talking to you. Do not be shy. Also, don't forget our buyer's guide and seller's guide in the description below.
Exactly. And now average days on the market, also important factor that shows that how market is fast or slow. And saying that, as
in
my wife
October,
said,
it was 57 days on the market, whereas the month before that, it was 55. But if you look at last year, it was 67. And my husband's going to talk about absorption rate.
And absorption rate also to determine is a seller's or buyer's market. We see that the absorption rate actually decreased a little bit from 3.8 to 3.74 in months of October. But respect to the last year, we are looking at a much more higher from 2.202.
Now, if we look at the median list price, now median list price is what was entered into the system to sell for. And median list price was $293,615 in the month of October, which was what just happened. Whereas the median sale price is how much it actually sells for, and that was $251,250. Now, this is the middle number when we're just looking at data to give us this data of what's happening in the middle and the median.
And in September, actually was $294,240 for the actually months of September for lease price and $287,420 for the sold price.
So you can see they were much closer together the previous month, and there's a little bit more of a disconnect in October. Whereas if you look at last year, there was a huge disconnect of $314,990, a lot of new construction, versus the sales price of $161,250. So again, there's reasons for it, and a lot of new construction is here.
Exactly. And now, if you wanted to quick and dirty way to understand how much the home is valued, price per square feet, of course, you need to look at the condition of homes, location of homes. But for Ayden, that is all pretty much single family home, we are looking at brand new of median $198 per price per square feet.
Whereas if we're looking at single family homes in Ayden, the quick number of how much the home is worth is going to be $153. Again, it depends. There's a lot of factors that go into play. So it's not just 153. It's a base number to kind of gauge, is your house in a horrible condition? Is it in an amazing condition? And what other features? So this isn't the actual figure. It's just a quick measure.
But the data,
of the market.
The data shows us about the supply, monthly supply, that we had 5.2 months of new construction, both in months of September and October. However, we actually increased the supply for the pre-owned home, no?
Right. So in October, there was 5.2 months of new construction. In September, there was 5.2 months of new construction. So a lot of Ayden is driven by new construction. What is that previously owned number?
And the previous owned was 1.7 months for the months of October and 0.8 months 4 months of the September. Therefore, we increased the pre-owned homes
Now,
supply.
mean home value. Mean is going to be more weighted. It's a weighted measure of the middle. And this is how we kind of come up with what the appreciation has been for Ayden.
Yes.
Now, in October, the mean home value for all homes was 181,118.
And months before was 179,837, and last year was 164,160.
Which is a year-over-year change of 11.1% change.
Therefore, this is the highest actually house appreciation in whole Pitt County for Ayden, North Carolina.
Yeah. So let's talk about rent. Ayden had a good deal going on last month that we talked about, but that's gone now. The median rent for all bedrooms, and this is, again, the biggest house, the most fanciest one, to the cheapest thing you can find. So the median was $1,000.
And we also changed over months of $100.
Now let's talk about why it's a good time to buy a home. One, that's not in our thing, but interest rates at the filming of this video are starting to drop. So if you are thinking about buying a home now, is a great time to really reconsider grabbing that home while you can.
Exactly. And what else you wanted to talk about?
I want to talk about you should be paying attention to the market. Good homes always sell. And if you want to be in Ayden, the good homes are going to sell. You have to be ready. You have to be prepared to move and move fast. So when the home hits the market, we are there to see it right away.
Exactly.
Make sure that you're looking at those prices correctly too, because you don't want to pay more than that house should be fairly worth, because then you're going to have appraisal issues. But you want to make sure that you're seeing that homes are selling faster, so you have to be prepared to move quickly.
Exactly. And looking at the brand new homes, also 198 respect to median to 153. This is also tells you that which route you wanted to go, brand new construction or pre-owned home.
Also, when you're considering rent versus buy, really consider this, that think about other things. Yes, it is always a bit more to pay every single month for owning than renting. It's true. However, when you own your own home, you're putting something away that when you get old and you can't work anymore, you have something that you can live in. So you're paying for your own life when you can't afford it anymore. So that's always a good thing to pay more now when you can, and that way you can enjoy when you can't. So it's always, and you can give it to your children and everything else. So can always consider taking that plunge from being a renter to actually owning whenever you can.
Exactly. And now for home seller, definitely we wanted to talk about price strategy. Make sure that we highlight all of the features of your home, and also running the very good CMA for your house that make sure that we price it correctly. No?
Absolutely. The second thing I want to talk about is making sure your home is staged correctly. Make sure it looks as best as it can be, because homes that look good will fetch a higher price than homes that don't look good. So understand, of course, Thanksgiving is coming, so we have to consider Thanksgiving in our market data. But it just, more people will be able to look. It's a longer weekend. Consider that as well. So understanding the timing of the market, maybe the people who are pre-qualified aren't in town because they're at Thanksgiving dinner as well. So we have to really consider what is best for your home in the market is happening as we film this video. And anything else? Want to talk about home values?
The home values, no. What do you want to talk about?
How much did home values increase from last year?
The home values actually increased 11.1%. That tells you that if you become a homeowner, actually have more money in your pocket
and
in the
if you're a
long
home
run.
seller, that 11% is telling us how much your home should be worth more than you paid for last year.
Exactly.
So, there's a lot of factors to consider. And we love talking to you about what's going on in your home in Ayden. So don't be shy. Please call us at 252-327-3357.
And don't forget to leave us comments, subscribe in our channel and podcast. We love to connect with you, and see you in the next podcast and video.